The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning all. So today I will be starting with the strengths. So I hope you are comfortable with the topics that we have covered till yesterday. Raise your hands if those topics are covered and you are comfortable. Bhupati, have you watched the yesterday's video and all others video? You can type or you can raise your hand. Okay, we'll be starting with strengths today. So we have already seen what is a strength in our first session. It's a sequence of characters. So how do we define string? We can define with any variable, and we can write, let's say, hello. So this hello is a string for me. This hello is a string for me. So string is a data type in your Python, and when you use plus sign with any other string, it means concatenation. If I'm writing string 1 plus string str2, it becomes hello world. It will join two strings and provide you the output. So for whatever string, you can have a string of numbers. This is called a string of numbers, and you can convert your string of numbers into integer type. So you can convert it. The output you will get is integer type. So how will I check the type? I will check the type by writing type. If I see type of a string is equals to str. str is a class in Python, which means it's of string type. If I write type of A, it is of integer type. So I can convert string into integer if it is a string of numbers. So how do you read a string, or how do you convert that string? So whenever you will read anything using input function, so let's say I've entered 1. So what type of data it should be? I'm entering a integer data. But if, sorry, I'll save it in something and then I'll show you. I'm entering one integer data. But if I try to find out the type of A, it is of str type. So if I specifically want integer type data, I just need to write A equals to int input enter. Now if I want to find out type of A, it is of integer type because I am explicitly changing the type. So whenever you will use input function, it will always return a string value, whether you enter integer type or you enter a string type or a float type. It doesn't understand any other thing. It will always return a string. So what is a string basically? So let's say you have this string banana. So for your computer, your banana is a 5 character or 5 long characters stored separately. So every character in a string have a index value starting from 0 to the length of string -1. So you can get any single character in a string using index. So let's say this is my string. So my string was a word, right? str2. I have world. So this world will get stored as in W as index 0, O as index 1, R at index 2, L at index 3, D at index 4. If I want to find out what is there at index 3, let's see. So I will get it as L. Is this clear? Raise your hands if it is clear. Okay. So if you write, so let's say str2 of 5. So what you will get? You will get an index error because my index last range is str to 4. D is stored at 4. I'm trying to access 5, which is not there. So you will get index out of range error. So be careful whenever you'll use indexes. You can find out the length of your string using len function. So you can use len, then str2. You will get what is the length of your function. So length of your string. Length of your string is 5. That means it has 5 characters. But whenever you would like to use this string, the last index value will be 5 minus 1. You can directly use maybe x equals to len float. X will get 6. Or you can use the integer, so you will get error. That integer have no length. So it will only find length for strings. Let's check with floating point numbers. So float have no length. You can only use len with a string. You got the length 1. So if you want to loop, we have studied loops yesterday. I hope you remember that. So if you want to, let's say, insert or find out or do something in a string, so you can loop over it. So how you can loop it? As maybe what is the string name that I have it here? str2. Yes. So I can use both. I can use for char in str2 print char. So what am I doing is I'm printing all the characters of this string one by one. So I got WORLD. Okay. Or maybe uh, I will use something like I'll create one element or one variable, let's say with the name index. So my index starts from 0, so I'm creating it index equals to 0. Then I'm using while index is less than length of string. I need to define what is my string. Let's take string input from the user. What do I want to do now? Have this another variable string index print index comma letter, and so I'm just trying to print first the index value, then the letter. Okay, I'm entering the. So I got it. At 0 it's B, at 1 it's R, at 2 it's A, 3 C, 4 T, 5 I, 6 C, 7 E. Or maybe I can try this very easily with the help of for. For letter in string print index comma letter index equals to index plus 1. So I'm showing you guys through for loop and through while loop. So you need to judge that which one you will use. So we got result faster in for loop as compared to while loop. So you need to judge where do you want to use for loop and where do you want to use while loop. So in while loop, I'm doing this comparison every time. But in for loop, I'm just reading it and printing it. I don't need a comparison. So these 4-line code is done in just 3 lines. And which is faster as well. So looping, how you will loop through strings is clear. So a definite loop using a for statement is more elegant as compared to you use when with while loop. So while loop takes more time as compared to for loop in this case. You can even count number of variables. If you want to find out the length of string without knowing this string, how I can do is without using the length function. Instead of index, I'll give it a name count. So I have just written a code to find out the length of a string. So if I run this, I will write example. So what is the length of my string is 7. Is this clear? Okay. So if you look deep inside, so what you are trying to do is you're trying to have one iteration variable and which is reading your 6-character string one by one, and then going inside your for loop block and performing the task whatever you are writing here. So remember, when you are using indexes, it is called as you are slicing a string. So how can you slice a string? So slicing means cutting off your string and taking out some part of it. Like you slice fruits or you slice apple or banana, what you do is you cut down into small parts. Similar way, you can slice your string. So how can you slice your string is, so you have this string example. I just want information from 0 to, let's say, 3. What is there in 0 to 3 or 0 to 4? So how I can do is, I can write my string is already there, then I can actually print string 0 colon 4. So you got it. So how you do it is, then slicing every character have index values. So let's say I want what is there between 0 to 3. So I will give like this 0 then colon, then if I want to find until 3, then I have to provide 4 here because it will go to length minus 1. It will start from 0 and go until length minus 1, whatever you will provide it here. So there are various things. Learn it carefully here. One way is this. You can print string. So you have not mentioned the starting range. We are just mentioning the ending range. So it will start from 0 and end until 4. Or you can use print so you will get starting from 4, 5 and then 6. You can use for string. So I have not mentioned the ending range, so it will go until end. Let's say I've mentioned directly 0. Starting from 0 until end it will go. Print string. So if I'm mentioning this, it will just return you the one character, whatever is there at 1. Is this clear how I'm doing slicing? Raise your hands if it is clear. Otherwise, raise the question. Gayatri? Take care of indentation. If you give wrong indentation, it can be a problem. What if you'll write only colon? Okay, let me run this. And there's string. I'm writing my complete name. Okay. What if I will write something like print string 1 colon. So I will get complete starting from 1. Then what if I write string only colon? You will get the complete name starting from 0 until end. We do not require this thing, only colon. You can easily concatenate your string with the help of plus operator. You have a string 1. Okay. Here let's say string 1. Hello. Get string 2 is beautiful. So you can actually create one string 3 just by using the plus sign. If you directly use the plus sign, there will be no space, so you can plus your space as well. Then str2. So if I print str3, it will be hello space beautiful. Is this clear? Okay. So you can use in as a logical operator as well. So let's say you want to find out whether x is there in your string 1. It will return, okay, sorry, x in str1. So what it will return, either true or false. If I try to find out e in str1, I will get true. Let's say h. So you can use in operator as an operator to find out whether it exists or not, as a logical operator, which will return a boolean value. H is there, why it is showing false? H in str1. Okay. Yeah, my mistake. I've given brackets here, so it will search in this string, not in this string. There's a difference. Is this clear? How am I using in for comparison, for finding out whether it is there or not? Whether a letter is there in the string. Okay. Then you can compare your string with equals to, or less than, or greater than, or using is, or using is not. So how you can do is str1 equals to str2. So it will return in true or false. No, it's false. If I try to do str1 equals to str1, you will get true, because values in both are same. So let's say I have str4 equals to hello, and then I'll compare str1 equals to str4. You will get true. I can use str1 is str4. It's true. str1 is not str2. It's true. So instead of equals to, you can use is, and instead of not equals to, you can use is not. Then I can use str1 is less than str2. You'll get no, false, because h comes later and b comes first. If I write str1 is greater than str2, it will be true. Is this clear? You can compare your strings as you compare your integers similarly. So in your string library, if you want to convert your complete string into lower class or lower case, so you can use dot lower. So one equals to, I've written like this. Okay. So if I use so now my str1 value is smaller. Type for str1, you can find out. You can find out what all functions that you can use with this. So you can use these classes. We'll not talk about classes. You can use capitalize, you can use case fold, you can use format, you can use find, you can use isDigit, you can use isDecimal. So let's say str1 dot isDigit. So it's false because it's not digit. str1 dot isAlpha will get true because all the alphabets are there. str1 dot isSky will get true. Yes. str1 0 dot capitalize Putin. What is the spelling for? Okay. Capitalize. So H is capitalized. You can find out str1 dot is lower. Yes, it is lower. So you can use all these functions that is mentioned here with your string, this string. So whichever you want to find out what all you can use, you can find out by using dir, then name of your string or name of your object, and then enter. So all these that starts with underscore and ends with underscore, ignore those. These are the classes. All others are your functions. So you can use these functions. Is this clear? So you can replace a string as well. One dot replace. Sorry, it's str dot replace. Then you write old string str1 comma str2. So I've given two arguments by it is turning it's one. Okay, I'll tell you replace later. I don't know why it's not working. It should work actually. Okay, now it is working. It was my mistake. So you need to write for which string you are going to change. I'm going to change for str4, okay, dot replace, comma, str4, comma, okay. Now the value of str4 is new. So you will use this string for which you want to replace, then dot replace, then your string for which you want to replace, comma, new, or whatever text you want to replace with. str4 was defined before. I have defined it somewhere. Maybe we can find out. We have defined str4 equals to hello here. So if you want to find something inside a string, you can use find function. So let's say I'm writing a equals to str for dot find e. So a will have the index where the e is stored. So e is at index number 1. Otherwise, you can write a code using for loop or using while loop to find out the index as well. So there are different ways, or you can use this inbuilt function find. If you want to make everything upper class, you need to use dot upper, like we use dot lower. If you want to search and then replace, so what you can do is you can search first using dot find and then replace it. Or you can directly replace it, like I have str5 equals to str4 dot replace, and I got Let's say I want to replace N with E. So if I check my str5, I will get EEW. So you can either replace one character or complete a string. If you want to strip byte spaces, let's say mistakenly you have entered white spaces, so therefore equals to space, something is there, then you enter it. So if you find out tr4, it's space, GHL. So if you want to remove these spaces, you can use str4 equals str4 dot, because we need to remove spaces from the left hand side, lstrip. Four spaces are removed. If you have str4 equals to spaces on the right hand side, the spaces on the right hand side, you can use str4 equals to str4 dot r strip. Now if you want to find out str4, you can find out directly. There is no space now. If you want to find out whether it starts with something or not, then you can find out that as well. So you can find out, yes, it starts with N. What if I write capital N? What type of output it will give? It will give false. Because small n and capital N are different. It is a case sensitive language. You need to remember that. If you want to parse and extract something, how can you do that? You can do that find the data which starts from @ after that find out another data. So let's say I have this data. So let's say this is my email ID. I want to find out that which email I'm using. Okay, so what I can do is I can actually find out the email. How I can find out the email? I can write a equals to str4 dot find @ okay, so value of a is now 7. Okay, after that what I want is b equals to str4 dot find You can try the exact same code actually. You can note down this code and try. So maybe it will work better if I have b equals to str4 dot find okay. Then I can let c equals to str4 a to b equals to @gmail. Okay. Or I can write str4 plus 1 colon b is equals to Gmail. So what I need to find out that which email address I'm using. So for finding out email address, it always starts with @ and it will always end with dot. So I found out at which index @ is coming and at which index dot is coming. So that means I got the value of starting point and ending point. Then I can use slicing and I can find out which Gmail address or which email I'm using, which email server I'm using. Is this clear? If you have any questions, you can raise the question. Okay. So I will explain one more time. So I want to find out in a string what email address I'm using. So let's say @gmail.com. Okay. So my email address or my email server will always come between @ and dot, right? So I need to find out at which address @ is there, at which address dot is there. So what I will do is I will find out using find. So what I can do is start address equals to string dot find what you find @. Okay. End address is you find string dot find is dot, and I want it to find this dot after start address. So if you want to find out after start address, you can write like this. And after that, what I want is I want to find out the email. Email server. So how I will find out email server is equals to string start address plus 1 colon and address. So what I did is I am finding out from where at the rate is there. Then I am finding out where is dot after the start point. Start point is this. So that's why I'm giving this start point here. After that, I'm giving this start point plus 1 colon and address. So if I run this, you got the email server as Gmail. Is this clear now? Okay. So in Python 3 and above, all the strings are Unicode. So we are not talking about 2.7 or anything else. So it's everything is Unicode now. The summary today we have seen what is string, what is a string data type, how to read this string or how to read input and then convert into integer type or number type, then how to index a string, how to slice a string, then looping through strings, concatenation, string operations, string libraries, string comparison, searching in strings, replacing the text, and striping white spaces. One more thing in addition to all these things I would like to tell you. So we have seen the slicing like this, right? We can actually do slicing in negative as well. So negative means it will start from the end. So if my string is this, so this will be -1, then there will be -2, then -3, then -4, then -5. So like this you can have reverse indexing as well here. But those reverse indexing is only possible in case of Python. Do not do reverse indexing in any other language. So one is when you start from the beginning, it is in positive 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you start from the back side, it is negative. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Is this clear? So if I want to find out, I can write string -1 or -5 until 0. I got nothing. String -5. So I got l.com. I can write 0, comma, -5 as well. Must be integer. Oh, sorry. String. Instead of colon, I use comma. 0, colon, -5. You'll get until -5. Is this clear? You can do both positive indexing and negative indexing. Negative indexing starts from the end and positive starts from the beginning. So for today, you can practice the negative indexing and positive indexing and different functions of string. Any doubts in today's session? Any doubts in today's session? Okay, thank you.